Yep. You already know what time it is, everybody. Okay? That's a Pittsburgh Steelers championship. AFC North, the first time in 5 years. Okay, Boomin's got the helmet on, and the Steelers are at the top of the AFC North. Okay? Everyone, what did we think? Let's go around the room. Zap, we'll start with you. Steelers, Ravens. What do we think?
Man, what a game. That
Yeah.
game, from start to finish, had you on the edge of your seat, good and bad. I'm pretty sure we all thought as soon as Derrick Henry broke that first run that we were cooked. And then they got that long touchdown and we were cooked. And then everything turned around and it was wonderful.
Yep.
But I will say, I was laying in my bed and I had my hand on the remote and that button ready to push power, waiting for that field goal to go through the uprights. And I let out the biggest cheer. Thank God my fiance was not asleep because I was hyped.
I know. Boomin, we'll go to you. You were
Oh
at the game.
man. Yeah, I was at the game with you, homie.
Yeah, me and Boomin, we did a little live stream on his channel. I'm
Yeah.
sure you can tell just by our voices here today, everybody.
Yeah, it's still raspy for me. What did I think?
Which
I was already preparing myself for the season being over.
oof.
Like from a mental perspective, like
Mm-hmm.
but my emotional mood like the entire game was this is not Rogers' last game.
Yeah.
And I told my girl that I said this is not Rogers' last game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know what I was even saying at the time, but that was just my standpoint. I didn't think that was Rogers' last game. But when Likely caught that pass, I was kind of like preparing myself
Yeah.
for
Dude,
like
I couldn't believe that Ramsey did not get his hand in between his and knock that
his
ball away.
arms.
Ramsey
Crazy.
He
wanted to
went
go to
for the pick.
Cancun early, okay? I don't
He
care
went
what
straight
anyone
for the pick.
says. That was the worst game I've ever seen a cornerback play. Never mind a $30 million one.
Dude,
Everyone.
Yeah,
him and Duggar were not good.
There's got to
yeah.
be some accountability there, but there's a lot of questions with this defense, with this special
Before
teams.
you go on, like what were your thoughts?
My thoughts. Okay. All right. So I'll kind of walk through this. I was at the game. I was really confident that the Steelers would pull this one out. Like, I didn't want to jinx it. I didn't want to go out of my account, do all that nonsense. But I told my friends on the way down there in the stadium, I said, this is the kind of game that the Steelers win. Where 9 out of 10 people predict against us. You need the win to get in the playoffs. Lamar
Yeah,
is coming back. Things like that. It all just added up to Steelers soup, as I like to call it. I knew that the Steelers would find a way. And I'm going to be honest. I was there with my friends. The Calvin Austin touchdown was right in front of us. It was an unbelievable sight, honestly. Like, I was going crazy. I will never forget that night with my friends jumping on top of each other after Calvin Austin scored Kenneth Gainwell. It was one of the best nights of my life up to this point.
yeah.
Now, fourth quarter rolls around. Still doing good. Calvin Austin scores. Ravens come down the field. Likely. I am like, oh my goodness. There's no way that this is about to happen. But my friend, he actually called it. He says Loop looks kind of nervous. He looks a little shaken up. He's a rook. Let's all hang on a minute here. He said if Boswell missed the field goal, Loop's doing the same. Watch this. So I'm like, you know what? I wish I
Your
could.
which one said that?
Nico, my boy, Schmouty.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
I couldn't believe it, man. But he called the
That's
Calvin Austin
crazy.
touchdown too a little bit earlier. But anyways,
Is he working with the script writers or like what's going
no,
on?
I know. I'm like,
Right,
dude, what's
right.
happening this Monday, bro? He's confident about another one. So stay tuned, everybody. Get on the FanDuel now. But, watching the field goal unit come out, I'm just like, there's no way that this is really about to be how it ends. There's people behind me
Right.
walking out. I'm going to stay for the
Right.
whole time.
Oh, they were walking out.
Yep, that's what people are like. Oh, long off
Uh,
season incoming. Boswell screwed our season, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, that is true, if it was.
It
Then
was
line
true
up.
till it wasn't.
Yeah, and I
yeah.
line up. I take a breath. I want to close my eyes, but I force myself to hold them open, thankfully. And I'm looking, and from my seat, I can't really see the field goal, right? Like I couldn't be able to tell. So I'm mainly watching the behind the field goal. And I see the towels twirl. And I say, no bleep way. Because
Yeah.
that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Truthfully, seeing the crowd pop and feeling the noise come around to my seat, because I was at the opposite, it almost made it better. Somehow my hat fell off in the mix. There were tears in my eyes. Like it was that good of a game. And I was hugging people behind me,
Yep.
in front of me. It was one
Yep.
of those moments that you live for as an NFL Pittsburgh sports fan. I think that was easily, in my lifetime, the best game I've ever watched. Especially being there in stadium, it made it that much better. Shout out to the Steel Crew for showing me some love. If you're watching, I had a load of people come up to me and say what's up. It was honestly an unbelievable night. It made the drive out of there a lot easier too, because I didn't get home until like 1:30. So, I'm sure that made it a lot better. But it was really just unbelievable game. But obviously a lot of questions, but that's the kind of win you want to go into the playoffs on.
Absolutely.
4-1. Last 5 weeks, 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
And these little sports talk shows don't want to say they were hot going into the playoffs. I'm like, bro, y'all bugging.
They just keep keying in on the fact that we lost to Cleveland. And it's
Yeah.
okay.
And I'm like, you know why we lost to Cleveland. You get the emails every morning. It's part of the script. Okay. You know why we lost to Cleveland. Like,
so is there a script for the playoffs?
So I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay.
But, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there is. I honestly, as a Steelers fan, I think we are the script. 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Coming into the season, everybody said he was washed and all that other stuff. Washed. Yeah, I said washed.
Yeah, that was the right terminology, Boomin.
Everybody said he was washed. Like, nobody was giving us a chance because he was old.
Yep.
And as somebody that is in my mid-30s, I feel some kind of way about that because, people try to write you off just because you get older. But he has the mental headspace to like understand how to beat these teams. He's seen it all. He's done it all. So it's like, why is that a bad thing?
No.
They want to give Bo Nix more credit than Aaron Rodgers. Hey, bro, we about to cook them fools if we see them. We are going to cook them fools if we see them. Like, and I think Aaron Rodgers is going to show you, old is not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just that's just
and he brings that leadership you need too, man. I mean, and that's. Look at a guy like Russell Wilson who was here last year. They said the same things about him, but the big difference between the two of them is Rodgers is a real leader. And the guys in that locker room trust him and they're bought into the things that he says. And that's a huge difference in last year to this year.
Man, he can call those guys out. He can call those guys out
because he calls
and they don't take offense to it. Right. Yeah.
Man, I waited all off season for this. I was one of the biggest advocates for Aaron Rodgers. I would post about this dude and I'd see, you don't know nothing. He ain't even coming here. Trust Steele is no more after Brandon Ayuk, and understandably so. But I always said Aaron Rodgers being here, 4-time MVP, okay? And I have this story that's pinned on my Instagram profile about Aaron Rodgers. He stopped and took pictures with 15 people, took a picture with my little brother. And that's the kind of stuff off the football field that they said he wouldn't do.
Yep.
On the field, it's been even better, everybody. He has been statistically and viewably a top 10 quarterback this season. Maybe top 12. Top 15 for sure, I think. His intelligence on the field helps to bring everything together. It's like the tectonic plates. Okay, last year, Russ, he was causing earthquakes, separating it. This year, it's all coming together. And right now is when we need to get hot. We got Metcalf back. And you want to know what I love? What I love for the Steelers right now is how much they're being counted out, everybody.
Yes,
NFL
sir.
Network just predicted this morning, 9 out of 10 of the analysts said that the Steelers would lose.
Here we go again.
We don't get respect, man.
Let me ask you guys something real quick. What happened whenever they did that against the Ravens last week, against the Ravens in Week 13, and against Detroit?
I'm about to say Detroit too. Yeah.
Yeah. Can someone
go ahead, Zap? You got it.
Yeah.
That's 3 big dubs, man. 3 big wins.
I'm kind of hungry. You guys hungry too?
Big dub. Okay,
dub.
Winston. Okay, Jameis. Yeah.
Get that W there, bro.
Hey, man. Okay. I love it. I love it. We play so much better. We play so much better when we're underdogs. That's all.
One thing I got for you, everybody. Champions. Okay? Because Aaron Rodgers, he took number 6 from us. Okay? Or he took number 7 from us.
7.
It might change this year. Listen, I don't know how far this team is going to get. You got to take it one game at a time. There's absolutely no excuse for doing so because you don't know who you're going to play. Yeah. Because it could be Buffalo. It could be New England. It could be Denver for all we know. It could be Jacksonville. Yeah. Duval. Okay? It's got to be one game at a time. But I do think that in the Steelers locker room right now, we talked about this last week on the pod. DK is going to want to play hard because his suspension voided or his contract voided, right? That's being DK right now. You just got your contract voided. You're not going to want to go out there and play. We talked about that last week. So it did work out. DK is he's going to have red eyes in the playoffs, if you ask me. He is going to be a monster. And the last time he played in the playoffs was with Seattle, and it was against the number 2 defense. How many yards did he have? 126 with a touchdown.
Let him cook, man. We need him to.
We need him to, and he needs to.
1,000%.
For his reputation in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think if he comes out and has a decent game, I mean, maybe he has 5 catches for like 80 yards and a touchdown, something along those lines. You know, people will respect the fact that he, came back from a suspension and, busted his ass to put forth a good effort in a game that matters, right? Which is where you need guys that you pay a lot of money to show up.
Nope.
Guys like Watt yesterday or Sunday too.
Yep.
He's been out hurt. He's highly paid, and he makes another game-altering play with that interception.
That was huge. Yep.
So got other guys, Cam Hayward. I'm kind of putting my thoughts out here a little early, but you want to talk about a player of the game. I mean, Cam Hayward, that's one of the best games I've ever seen him play. He was up and down that field. So
he was a two-way player.
Yeah.
And
you're not getting a lot of 36-year-old veterans who the coach can go to and say, hey, we just lost this key piece on this tush-push play. Do you mind doing this for us? And him being like, absolutely. I want to do anything I can to win this game. I mean, the first play of the game, he was hauling ass down that field after Derrick Henry. And then when they announced that he was hurt, I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah. We all was.
Cam Hayward, he popped a hamstring, like, career over. Like, oh, man.
Like, we was like he shouldn't have been running. No, like, we all said that in the stands, bro. Like, yeah.
It was like, no, this can't be happening right now. Derrick's on this run. Hayward's out. And then, man, when he came back in, he was a man possessed. He was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I do want to say – go ahead, Boomin.
I was going to say, as a lineman, the thing I like about Cam is that he puts his fist on the ground. Like, I don't even know how to say it, but, like, he doesn't get in the – yeah, it's not a traditional 4-point stance, though.
No.
It's like he's just touching the ground just to say they're there, but he's really just in a squat.
Yeah.
And he launches out of that position. And it's like, bro, like, I didn't think that was leaving legal. but whatever. Like, he took Derrick Henry out the game himself. He took him out the game.
I thought it was going to come down to Derek Harmon because, honestly, all season it's kind of been inconsistent from our big name players like Hayward and Watt. I do think Hayward's having a good season, so I do need to say, hey, you got your incentive money. This is one of your best seasons to date. So I gotta apologize. Okay.
Yeah, I have to do the
Said
same.
that.
I was hard on him.
Oh,
at
and
the
me
beginning of the
too. Me
season.
too.
I get very angry whenever someone sits out from their team and says, you got to pay me more money, because I feel like it would be, it's not like the Steelers would be like, okay, you can't play because you had a bad season, so you have to take a pay cut. I feel like that, I was watching this Netflix show, Mr. Deeds, if you guys have ever seen it. And the guy, like, this quarterback comes in and he's like, I want more money. I just had the best season of my life. And, Adam Sandler just punches him. You watch yourself there, buddy. And, I wish Mr. Rooney, come on now. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What
I didn't like was he said, I got to be able to take care of my family or something like that. And it's like, bro, hold up, wait a minute. Like, you've already made hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, and you're telling me, like, and you play in a town where I want to say the median household income is like $40,000 a year. So when you say I got to be able to take care of my family, it's like, what are you saying?
Mm-hmm. I
and
agree.
these people that are making 40 grand a year are still going out to the games, season ticket holders. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not just, they paying for the parking. Parking's like $100 a game, concession stands, whatever, and it's like, I gotta be able to take care of my family. Okay, what are you saying?
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's the only thing I disagree with. I didn't have a problem with him asking for more money, but it's like when he made that statement, I was like, nah, bro, you tripping.
Yeah.
Because there's people on fixed incomes. Pittsburgh is one of the lowest income yielding cities in the country. And you can see that based on the household, based on what it costs to buy a home.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a well, I don't even want to put that out there. I'm gonna be quiet because I might be in the market here shortly. But like you can go to Pittsburgh and live good.
Absolutely, it's very affordable to live.
Yeah.
I don't even want to like get into all that because the Steelers right now, we're in playoffs. Like, these are all off season kind of discussions. I do think though, like, we have a big game in front of us here, and
huge.
You kind of ruin your reputation by even TJ Watt by sitting out. He made up for it on Sunday. Cam Hayward made it happen on Sunday.
He had a punctured lung.
I know, that was impressive.
Hey,
from the Steelers.
And when we had the pod that came out, I was like, he's gonna miss like 4 weeks.
Yes,
and Ronan
sir.
was like, he'll be back this week. Ain't nothing going on.
Facts.
He ended up missing 3 weeks. That was massive. I mean, I think there was a decent chance that we could have not seen him in that game too. And he showed up and played well. So hopefully he is healthy and ready to roll into this. I will say, the best things to be when you get to the playoffs is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the guys we have on IR, Darnell Washington, Deshaun Elliott, we're a pretty healthy team, and that gives me a lot of hope going into the playoffs.
I do agree.
How long has it been since we've been healthy like that?
Yeah, I mean,
even
last year, Hayward and Watt were banged up.
It's been years, bro.
Obviously,
playoff
it
games
sucks.
where we had the killer bees. AB was hurt, or Bell was hurt, or Ben was hurt. Like, we haven't been a healthy team going into the playoffs in a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was such a game. It really was. It just felt like I think this team, we played a playoff game without one of our best players, our most explosive offensive player, and we still rallied and made it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think both the wins that we had against the Ravens were big because the Ravens lost 3-4 games with Tyler Huntley in. They were without Lamar for that, middle stretch of the season. I think they lost maybe 5 in a row, if I'm right on there. That is just such an incredible win because the Ravens were Super Bowl contenders. They were Super Bowl favorites. And that is a Super Bowl team, if you ask me. That Week 18 game, that is not just fighting for the playoffs. If you guys watch hockey, obviously Steel City, that's like Penguins Capitals in the 2017 years where
battling every time.
Whoever was coming out of that game has an opportunity to make a solid run.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Steelers have the parts to at least win one playoff game. They have it all right in front of them. They got their best offensive player, with 2 weeks of rest, healthy. Yeah, they lost Darnell, which is a big loss. But with this team, I think like 11 different players have caught a touchdown for the Steelers this year. So how bad of a, obviously it's a terrible one, but we got Muth, Connor Hayward, and when you think about who is throwing them the football, anything can happen because we saw, it was once upon a time out there. It really was. We saw the clock, Superman style, turn back time. What did we think? Is the MVP back? Aaron freaking Rodgers.
Perk Rogers.
Perk Rodgers, yo.
Dude, he was perked up when he did his Super Mario celebration on that touchdown pass. It was great to see. But obviously he played fantastic, especially in that fourth quarter. But the cynical side of me still, I got to see it in the playoffs from everyone on this team. I feel like this last decade has been such a frustrating time when the Steelers have made the playoffs. That we got to see it still. And I know that the conversation's been, well, this Ravens game was a playoff game, and it was, but also
unofficially it wasn't.
It's not a playoff game.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of hope. I do think that this team is primed for a potential run. Maybe that is to the divisional round, maybe that's to the Super Bowl. I don't know, but I am very positive on where they're at as a team and how they're playing. The secondary makes me a little nervous. Maybe we might see some more Chuck Clark next week.
Oh my goodness.
But I think in terms of Aaron, man, like, I don't know if I necessarily say MVP levels, but the dude's balling. The throw he made to Thielen on that like inside fade was crazy.
That was probably the best throw the Steelers made in 25 years.
He's dialed in. I mean, he's what we needed him to be when we signed him, and he's living up to the billing.
That's why you do business with a guy that Mike Tomlin, like Aaron Rodgers, like Mike Tomlin always says.
Absolutely.
Boomin, do you got anything on this one?
Nah, I mean, I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Like 1,000%.
Rodgers is back.
I do believe that. I do believe that, and like to a Rodgers room, we had him on the break room.
Yep.
He made a post. He said, "How did they not catch that Super Mario celebration
on the TV? That's crazy.
Crazy.
That was everywhere. That video was everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
But no. Listen, I want to point some statistics out for you guys here. Okay. You ready for this? Zap, I know this is usually your job.
I like to hear the statistics. Hit me with them.
You ready for this? The Steelers haven't lost a home Monday night game since 1991. Okay. We got the stats right here. 22-4 overall. Mike Tomlin never lost a Monday night football game in his career. You ready for this? The Houston Texans, guys, have not won a road playoff game in their history as an organization. You ready for this? The last time Houston won over Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh was 2002. But for the Steelers, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Tomlin hasn't won a game in the playoffs, in the postseason, in a decade.
Yeah.
Hey, the numbers are on our side, which
it's usually a good thing.
But it also makes me nervous because there's always going to be that one time. In sports, we have learned over the years. The number one seed in the March Madness tournament, they're like 258,000 and then someone loses. There's always that number. But
the teams are always going to be out to prove that wrong.
Correct. But
to a certain degree.
If you look at it right now in this moment, the underdog is going into this game. The Texans are favored.
Oh,
so
3.5.
You can look at these statistics and it can say, all right, well, the Steelers are undefeated at Monday Night Football. Check for them. The Texans don't win in the playoffs, especially on the road. Another check for the Steelers. But then people are still thinking the Texans are going to win. Like you said earlier, 9 people out of 10 pick the Texans.
It's
that, to me, says more than anything else.
The Steelers,
it's weird.
I was just going
I
to
was
say
just
they
going.
have a
I was just going.
32% chance to win right now, but go ahead, Boomer.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say it's weird. People love to hate Pittsburgh,
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
and I feel as though it's like a national like sports media thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like no point in this season did anyone ever say, "Oh man, I like what Pittsburgh is doing." Everything has always been Aaron Rodgers is too old. Their roster is not built to win anything. They're going to be last in the AFC North. They're going to be at the bottom of the AFC conference. Like that's been the national headlines whenever it comes to the Steelers, and it's really frustrating as a fan because I don't watch any of those shows. Like I'll be on YouTube more than anything, but those clips come across my timeline, and it's like they really don't give us a chance for nothing. They don't give us credit for anything. Bro, we had the killer bees and they still talk trash about us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember those days. Like we
Mhm.
had the best arguably one of the best wide receivers ever. Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben, Martavis Bryant, Chris Boswell, and they still doubted us.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you,
So
man. It's kind of wild to think of too, because I feel like when I was younger, and we were all younger, and the '05 run, and
mhm,
we were they're a wild card team. They have this great history, but like no wild card teams ever won. And then what happened? We won the Super Bowl. Even the
mhm,
2010s run, we obviously didn't win the Super Bowl. We made it there, and I feel like that was the last time that the expectations were like, this is team's legit. You better watch out for them. And then since then, it's just slowly but surely just become they're nothing.
yep,
They can't do
yep,
nothing. They're trying to run Tomlin out of town. They shouldn't fire Tomlin. The fans want him to go, and
mhm.
it's just been this mediocrity. But
Mm-hmm.
I think this could be a chance to turn that around.
I think so too.
It's all right there in front of them. If they
Mhm.
want it bad enough, I think they'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this
Cam
is
Hayward said for the second year in a row, to be fair, they're playing with house money now. And I do think in this situation this year, they really are. They were
Yep.
projected to win 8 games, be third in the division. Definitely not host a playoff game. So
But the difference with Cam saying it this year to me is Aaron Rodgers. They got a gunslinger. Like Aaron Rodgers, he don't care. Like you seen it on the field. It could be a guy could be double team, triple team. A quarterback for us hasn't done that since Big Ben. Big Ben, he used to throw some crazy passes, but we had AB and other guys that would catch the ball. And Aaron Rodgers has brought that same swag back. He's brought that same hope back. We haven't had that kind of hope since Big Ben.
yeah.
I got a quick question for you boys.
Let's hear
All
it.
right, there's 14 teams left in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
How many quarterbacks that are left do you want leading your team in the playoffs in a vacuum?
One.
I
Well, excuse me, two. Two. Rodgers and Josh Allen.
End of list.
That's it.
Every other quarterback in the field. I mean, you could argue Jalen Hurts. He's been there. He's won. But on the AFC side, Bo Nix,
Nope.
No.
Trevor Lawrence, like
Nope. Sunshine?
Man, he's more
Absolutely
worried
not.
about doing shampoo commercials than he is.
Nah,
winning
not
football
Sunshine.
games.
Nah.
I think Drake May's high on my list again for that. But again, this is his first real experience in the playoffs.
You ready?
So
for
you
this
kind of
take?
go down that list, and it's Allen and Rodgers.
Mhm.
Yep.
Give me Chargers as a 7th seed to go into New England and beat them. Give me Buffalo to go into Jacksonville and beat them. New England, way too inexperienced to win.
Yeah.
I think people are underestimating how good that Drake May has been this season.
I think Drake May's been good too, but playoffs, they're a different season. That's a different season right there.
And you
Well,
tell
it's
me
almost like to Recap's point. Hey, Loop has been money,
Yep.
but
those big moments.
when it came down to the big moment,
Who do you trust?
hey,
more
bro,
with that?
you stiff up. You stiff up,
Tell you
man.
that
You're right,
Justin
Boomer.
And I
Herbert
could-
has
and I
not
could tell-
proven to
and I
me
could
that
tell
he
you-
can show up in big moments.
Who's that?
Justin Herbert has not shown me that he can show
Oh,
up in
yeah.
big moments.
That's true.
But I was gonna say like I was on the closed end visitor side of the stadium where they kicked that field goal, and it looked like the reason why I was like, yo, what the? Because it looked like he took his time with it, and he was gentle with the kick. Like he wasn't like, just rushing in there to kick it. Like he really, really took his time with it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he did that, it still did what it did. And as a Steelers fan, I'm okay with it. But, I'm just saying it to say those big moments, man, you can't predict that.
Yeah.
A quarterback, what Aaron Rodgers did, he scored 3 tuds in the second half, bro.
Yeah.
3 tuds in the second half when we needed it most. We needed those touchdowns, bro.
Yeah,
and
the momentum swings were going crazy, and if you don't
Ridiculous.
answer there in those situations,
in the last 4 minutes was insane.
My God,
was insane.
Cinema.
Yeah,
it was cinema. Like I was cinema, bro. It was ridiculous, yo.
Aaron Rodgers.
Listen, like, who do you trust the most on a 2-minute drill? When you're going down the field, do you trust anyone else more in the playoffs than you do Aaron Rodgers?
Right now, no, because when I say that respectfully, but I remember drives with Joe Flacco respectfully. I remember drives with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Big Ben. Like if we're talking about just strictly AFC, I remember when the AFC window was either the Steelers, the Patriots, the Ravens, or the Colts.
Yeah,
that was it. There was no one else.
And that was like a 10-year time period.
Yes.
Bring it back.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, but listen, the Steelers got a big game. Steelers Texans, everybody. I just saw Boomin do this. I mean, we need to bring that priest back on Monday night because him throwing around the holy water, it worked out. So,
yes, sir.
Whatever it was, we need to do it again. What do we think about Monday night, guys? What do we need to do other than wear the exact same clothing that we did 3 days ago?
So, from my perspective, I do have to be honest. The Texans, one of the teams that I have worried the most about matching up in the first round of the playoffs.
Really?
And I only say that because their defense is no joke. They're the number 1 defense in the league. They have 2 phenomenal edge rushers. Will Anderson is a problem. He's also put some money in my pocket. Shout out his rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. But at the same time, I mean, offense is similar to ours. You have a top receiver in Nico Collins. You have an okay kind of mid running game. And the big difference, Aaron Rodgers versus DJ Stroud. And I'll take Aaron Rodgers in that matchup 10 out of 10 times. I think that it's going to be a low scoring game. I think that if first team to hit 20, if either team does, is the team that's going to win. I personally think it's going to be the Steelers in that situation. But if we can win a game against the Texans in the way that they're built with their defense, if we end up going into Denver the next week to play another really good defense, I would feel very comfortable thinking that the Steelers could go in there and win another game. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
But I'll give you my
one
prediction.
game at a time, Zach.
I'm going Texans, Steelers 20, Texans 14.
Wow. Boomin.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. Like, I really think that we've heard all year about how good teams were, and then when we go up against them, we beat them. So
Yep.
I feel like there's one narrative that's on our side. The Colts were 7-1. We were not supposed to win that game.
Nope.
And we smoked them.
And then
We ended their
out of
season
control.
with that win, in my opinion. We literally ended their season with that win.
We ended their season. We ended the Colts season. We ended
the Lions,
Ravens,
the Lions seasons, the Ravens.
We ended the coaching for the Ravens. That was crazy. that game really meant so much. I was so glad.
When I say I'm not scared of nobody, I'm respectful in saying that because we wasn't supposed to beat the Colts. They wasn't giving us a chance to beat the Colts.
Yep.
And it's not like we haven't seen tough teams before. I think we have the team with the mental capacity to say, I'm not scared of anybody,
Mhm.
and really say it from like an objective point of view.
Yep. No, I think we have the chip on our shoulder now. Listen, I didn't predict a win or a loss last week, so I got to do the same here. It's going to be 2019, and I don't know what way it's going to go. Okay, I don't know
Fair
what way
enough.
it's going to go. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Like this is a tough matchup against Houston.
One at a time. One at a
It's
time.
got to be tight. It's got to be
That's all we
tight.
can do.
Enough with the nonsense. Let's bring back the old roots of Pittsburgh Steeler football. This is not, it isn't about Mike Tomlin or anything. This is for, our legacy of Pittsburgh. We're tired of all. It's like a tsunami in my Instagram comments. First round exits. Like I'm drowning over
Yep.
here. And
Let
I
them
need a
keep
life
hating,
raft.
man.
I
Haters,
need a life
haters,
raft.
Keep
man.
doubting. Let them keep doubting.
That's what they're wishing for.
I
But
think it
like I
matches up.
said in my video I posted, I said, bro, when we win this game, then they're gonna be like, oh, well, y'all gonna lose the next round. Like, so each week you gonna just keep saying the same thing.
We like it that way.
Yeah, like whatever. Like, and I
I
tell
think
people, I said, bet against Pittsburgh, please, please bet against Pittsburgh.
Listen, for me, I think this game really just comes down to who rises to the occasion. I said it last week before the game. I'm like, okay, someone's got to make a play, whether that's a Raven or a Steeler. And Calvin Austin made that play for the Steelers.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers made that play.
Shout out to Calvin, man.
Things like that. So shout out to Calvin. He's a great guy too.
He is. So can I do a quick Calvin story?
Yeah.
So I was at camp, and I got the biggest player I got an autograph from was Calvin. He took like an extra amount of time with fans and went like basically. So you was at camp, where the end zone where they had a little field house.
Yep.
He made his way from all the way over there, all the way down to the bleachers, bro.
Wow.
So he gets it.
You know what I mean? Like, and after the game on Sunday night, I was walking. Me and my girl was walking to the garage, and we walked by the players' garage, and I saw a Durango Hellcat pull up. I had a Durango Hellcat, and so I was just looking at the car. I was, oh man, that's my, and I noticed that it was like 8 people at the truck. People was like going crazy. I was like, yo, who is that? So I walked over there, and sure enough, it's Calvin.
Wow.
And he took care of everybody that was at his window. And I went to him and I said, bro, I don't know if you remember me or not, but at camp I told you to go get that thou wow this year. And he stopped signing stuff and looked up at me. And I knew he remembered who I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I dapped him up like 4 or 5 times. Took a picture. I said, I don't need an autograph. I already got your autograph. But can I get a picture? And he was like, yeah, nah, that's easy. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
great.
we took a picture.
Yeah.
Like
That's dope.
Calvin is one of those players that you gotta love because he takes times out and he gives it back to the fans.
Yep. I
You know,
totally
can't-
agree with that, Boomin. Because I met him
Yeah.
at camp. I got, like, my buddy got this crazy video of him scoring a touchdown in the corner end zone. He comes up to the phone, and I was like, I executed it pretty well. But
You
I was like,
you
yo,
dapped him up. You
You
dapped
did.
him up when
You
he you
did.
dapped him up when he caught it, right? Was
yeah.
that
Yeah.
yo? So I was there that same day.
yeah.
So that happened the same day. Yeah. And I was mad. Before I met you, I was mad because I wanted, bro, I was sitting directly
Stole
in
your
front of this
spotlight.
man. Like they no, he didn't, but they was like, oh, you can't record. Bro, I would have had that video. I would have had an even better angle of the video if they wasn't like tripping off of people recording.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is this dude recaps getting videos like like first person videos? Like it wasn't like nobody was in the trees with like branches in the way or nothing like that.
Man,
Like,
how do
he's
you
like,
know? How do you know?
you got a good camera, you got a good lens.
I'm just joking. But
But nah, that's dope though. That's dope.
Then I
That's
met him
dope though.
in-
Like,
then I met him in Ireland, and I was like, "Yo, do you remember me from camp?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do." I thought that was so cool because I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yo, how do you me? Like, you know me? Like, bro, what?" I just thought that was pretty cool. But no, he's one of those guys that he'll stick around and have a chat with you. But I don't know, guys. Are we? I know
and
Zaps
he
got
kind of
Yeah, I gotta head out here, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I just want to say, man, we need more holy water, man.
Yeah.
Run that back,
Get all the priests down there with that holy water.
Yep.
please. Walk around the field.
What were you gonna say? Nothing.
Me?
Was it Boomin?
Nah, I mean, I was gonna say, get all the priests, line them up, and walk around the field with the little smoke, with the smoke and everything. Just walk around the field in a single file line and get that done. Get that done.
But all right, everybody, we kind of got a short little episode. Hopefully, we'll have another one next week. We definitely will, win or lose. But thank you all once again, and I'll leave you with this right here, champions. Hopefully, we get that. This year we'll see what happens. But thank you all.
Steelers.
Have a good one, everybody.
Let's go.